Big Ten basketball now rolling along as we move on in the month of January. The Wisconsin Badgers 2-0 in league play going into the weekend and winners of 9 straight games, including this past Tuesday night. Badgers with an early 13-0 lead against Indiana turned into a nip and tuck game, but the Badgers were able to close it in the final few minutes to knock off Tom Crean's Hoosiers 75-68. As Wisconsin improves to 13-2 on the season, heading into Sunday afternoon's game against the Purdue Boilermakers in West Lafayette. We'll recap this past week's game against the Hoosiers, look ahead to the Boilermakers, and we'll have our weekly sit-down with head coach Gard. All coming up on today's installment of the Badgers Sports Report.
Right hand no good. Iverson elevates for the rebound, goes up, knocked away. Ball is loose. Hayes somehow maintains possession, being hounded, double-teamed right of the paint. Feeds Trice. Now to Showalter, open three. Left corner, good. Wow. That's big-time hustle, and it started with Nigel Hayes somehow maintaining possession of the ball on the floor. 18 to shoot. Showalter drives baseline right on the reverse, going right to left. Layup good. Showalter has 7. It's 30-24 Wisconsin. Straddles a three-point arc. Nigel the drive out to Ilikanen. Feeds Showalter. Bounce past Trice. Trice left wing. Trice now drives the baseline to the rim. Goes up and in, and it counts. Foul is called. A three-point opportunity for Demetric Trice. And a three in the air on the right side is an air ball. Morgan trying to save, and he throws it to Trice. Lead feed Iverson down the lane to the rim. Two-hand slam dunk. Khalil Iverson. Koenig picked up the dribble left of the circle. He'll throw to Showalter. Showy to the top of the arc. Bounce pass to Happ off the right wing. To the rim goes Ethan up. Got it. It counts, and a foul. Ethan Happ puts it on the deck and takes it to the cup for the and one. Koenig on the dribble to the front court. Out there with Trice, Ilikanen, Hayes, and Happ. Demetric out front, throwing to Happ right of the wheel. He'll hand off to Koenig for three. Right side. Got it. Another three for Bronson Koenig. He has 15. Koenig with a feed for Trice high on the left. Demetric against Anunoby. A throw to Happ right of the circle. He's with Thomas Bryant. Happ takes him on. Drives him low on the right, and the layup is good. Ethan Happ with another bucket over Bryant. 56-54 Wisconsin. 8.5 minutes to play. Hayes just inside the arc on the right side. Anunoby is out on Nigel. Hooks a pass into Happ. Out to Showalter for three. Left of the circle. He hit it. Sack Showalter from deep. And the lead is 7 for Wisconsin. A throw out to Koenig. Indiana playing for the stop. 10 to shoot, 50 to play. Koenig out front. Shot clock is down to 5. Koenig against Blackman. Bronson throwing to Vito Brown. Right side three. He hit it. Vito Brown. Cold-blooded triple. 71-63 Wisconsin. And the Wisconsin Badgers extend their winning streak to 9 games. They improve to 2-0 in the Big Ten as the Badgers defeat Indiana by 7. This is Wisconsin basketball. 10 seconds left in the half. They spread the floor. Koenig against Tate. 6 seconds. Koenig drives the lane. Up and in. Nigel Hayes from distance to the right side. They will return to the Final Four. They are standing here at the Kohl Center for Badgers head coach Gard. Showalter down the lane. Layup good.
The Badger Sports Report is brought to you by the Dairy Farm Families of Wisconsin, the Wisconsin Milk Marketing Board. By Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle, Hy-Vee proudly supports the Wisconsin Badgers.
Hey, honey. You remember to lock the Buick, right?
Of course I do. I'd never forget that.
The My Buick app, now available in every Buick.
You closed all the apartment windows, too.
Come on. Really?
Celebrate the holidays with a new Buick. Get this low-mileage lease on this 2016 Encore for around $189 per month. Or get $5,000 purchase bonus cash on select 2016 models in stock.
Whether you're out there training for a big event or you're just trying to stay in shape, I have a bit of advice. It's important to remember that what happens after the workout is just as important as what happens during the workout. My advice? Be sure to refuel with low-fat chocolate milk. It has the perfect mixture of protein, carbs, and electrolytes to help you refuel, rehydrate, and build muscle. In Wisconsin, athletes win with low-fat chocolate milk. And you can too. To learn more, visit winwithchocolatemilk.com.
This is Lexi Rush. She's 10, and she's amazing. You see, Lexi was born deaf and couldn't hear anything. That was until her doctor in Appleton referred her to the pediatric specialists at UW Health in Madison. Now, 2 operations later, Lexi can hear everything. Powerful minds, compassionate care, amazing results. UW Health. Remarkable.
The 2016 Nissan Altima. An IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus. With forward emergency braking that could stop for you. Get to your local Nissan store today. Take on sudden stops. Get to Nissan, proud partner of the Wisconsin Badgers.
Go, Badgers!
Rolls out into the lane. Ethan throwing to Vito Brown. Baseline right with a shot fake. Now right lane line. Gets it to Showalter. Fakes the 3. Drives off the wing to the rim. Up and in. Oh, what a move by Showalter. 2 minutes to play. Badgers up 3 and with a ball. A bounce to Showalter between the circles. He'll give to Happ high on the right. Ethan drives on Davis to the rim. Up and in. Ethan Happ with 2 more.
Big Ten season off and running for the Wisconsin Badgers. A win on Tuesday night at Indiana improves Wisconsin's record 2-0 in league play. Winning streak now at 9. And Greg, we talked after the game. We brought up that stat that Patrick has had for a while about the last 5 minutes. If the game is tied or the Badgers are ahead, the ability to close. And it's probably worth going over it again because I thought the answer could be really instructive for basketball fans everywhere about how you treat possessions. It doesn't matter if there's 2 minutes left or 17 minutes left, the value is still there.
Right, yeah, we definitely try to maximize possessions regardless of the time, and I think that helps. We aren't changing in the last 5 minutes. All of a sudden the point of emphasis doesn't ramp up or change, or, you know, obviously we understand the importance of first 5, last 5 of each half. Those type of things, but really overall our goals and our emphasis don't change. We try to maximize and be as efficient as possible every single possession, and that includes not turning the ball over, hopefully, and getting good shots. And obviously when you're playing with the lead or are able to put that type of pressure on a defense, it helps when you can get to the free throw line and ice games away too.
That's been one of the things about this stretch of games where you guys have been winning. The turnover numbers are going down. There might be a game or two where it's up a touch, but the number was low. Points off turnover stat was very favorable, kind of reminiscent of some of the best teams you guys, or maybe just almost every year. Where you guys
yeah, I think it's, you know, it's part of our culture, and we understand that's an important piece of our success. And you know, regardless of the year, we try to continue to minimize turnovers as much as possible. And obviously, like you mentioned, there's going to be games that are a little different tempo or maybe different combinations in that we're trying to work through some things. But I think we're starting to settle in and become more consistent in that area.
It showed some poise. You have a lot of veterans, but they're not all veterans. When you break out to a 13-0 lead, and you've been around it, teams are going to come back. And the play started to get loud, but you guys held it together. Seniors, maybe the bar is higher. You expect them to do it, but there were some non-seniors who were
yeah, definitely, and obviously Dimitri Trice with Bronson getting a couple fouls there in the first half. We were able to understand, again, going back to the value of every possession. And I think when we did get out to the 13-0 run or 16-2 that it was, and then when they did close the gap, the things that we didn't do offensively that allowed them to either get things in transition or offensive rebounds. Part of that was in transition, and a lot of that was a result of what we were not doing at the other end. And I think we quickly figured that out, that you know, we needed to become more efficient, not turn it over, get a good shot. Let's try to play inside out as much as possible. And I'm happy for our guys that we were able to regroup. That showed some maturity there and be able to respond.
You mentioned maturity and maybe trust in there as well. I know you're really big into the analytics. It's become more and more a part of basketball, but you have to trust your instinct. And I bring that up specifically with Ethan Happ, who with the foul trouble picked up his 4th. You talked to him, but ultimately you had to trust him to avoid that 5th foul. Right.
Yeah, and that was probably the one of any of the decisions I had to make that night in terms of who to keep on the floor, who to take off in those foul situations. That was the one I really debated in my mind over in that media timeout, and you know, I talked to him about it, and he said, "Hey, I'll play real smart. I want to play." So you got to trust your players. Obviously, they're the ones that got us in that position, and Hopefully, obviously, they're the ones that got to close it out and finish it out, and I'm happy for Ethan. He was able to do that. And the other one, Vito Brown, couldn't buy a basket for a while, and to be able to continue to trust an upperclassman. He's been there before, and obviously hit a big three there late.
It's so early in the conference season, and yet a pretty obvious storyline right now is the balance that looks like could be there in the conference. Teams that maybe weren't talked about in the outside world all that much, Nebraska, Minnesota, and obviously you guys were talked about, and you're playing very well right now. But 1 through 14, I know it's a cliche, the any given day or given night, but I think we're finding that out pretty early here, though.
It is definitely, obviously in our non-playing days, I'm able to channel surf quite a bit and obviously focus in on teams in our league, but it has shown to be true so far that it doesn't matter, home, road. Seen road teams go in and win games that are typically, traditionally, hard places to win, and so it makes it fun for the fans. It's a little, it's a little more stress on the coaches, but it makes this league what it is.
Going down to Purdue on Sunday, a Boilermakers team that's coming off a 1-point win, a squeaker against Ohio State. Caleb Swanigan hits the game-winning free throw in that game. A 20-20 guy 4 times, but it's more than him. You think of him, you think of Haas. They have a lot of guys who can shoot the three as well. It's a tough inside-out combo.
It is a very tough inside-out combo, and really you try to, as you look at them on film, trying to play, how are you going to defend them? Do you take away, put more emphasis on the post? They're leading the league in three-point shooting percentage now, and have added more guys that can shoot it, obviously with Carson Edwards as a freshman, but the guys that are coming back have improved in that area too. So really, I think they make as many threes as Indiana did, and we were really locked in on the threes with Indiana, and statistically, per game, they average the same amount of makes. So that'll be a huge test for us.
And defensively, a lot of their statistics are similar to yours with their efficiency, both sides of the floor. They don't foul as much as they used to. It seemed like 2.
Yeah, I think they've definitely have changed. I think the rules changes have maybe forced that a little bit. They're not quite as physical, still pretty physical, but not quite like maybe the Purdue teams of 10, 15 years ago. And I think a lot of that is the emphasis, the hand checking, and the rules that have forced them to maybe go away from that and play a little bit more positionally.
All right, and then it's back home after the Sunday game with the Boilermakers as a Thursday night matchup at the Kohl Center. Wisconsin taking on Ohio State. Next 2 games, as a matter of fact, after the Boilermakers at home for Coach Gard and his team. Head coach returns in a few minutes with a great day and great question of the week as we continue with the Badger Sports Report.
Oh, Mike.
Hey.
It's quite the snowman you got there.
Yeah, it was quite the sail. I saved big. You?
Saved huge. And mine lights up, too.
This holiday season, see your GMC dealer and get something you really want. Get nearly $8,700 total value on select specially equipped brand new 2017 Sierra Crew Cab SLT vehicles in stock. GMC, we are professional grade.
Wisconsin basketball has for several years been a leader in raising money for cancer research through many varied events. In collaboration with the Carbone Cancer Center, UW Health, and the UW Foundation, head coach Greg Gard and his wife Michelle are continuing the fight by launching Guarding Against Cancer, a fundraising initiative built on the premise that every penny raised towards cancer research will stay in the state of Wisconsin. Gard, a Cobb, Wisconsin native who was born, raised, and educated in the state, lost his father Glenn to brain cancer in October of 2015. Inspired by Glenn's memory and his legacy of thinking globally, helping locally, Greg and Michelle have dedicated Guarding Against Cancer to making a statewide impact. The campaign will raise awareness for all types of cancer, support the researchers who dedicated their lives to studying prevention, and fight alongside the patients and families who have been personally affected by the disease. For more information on how to get involved or to make an immediate gift to support the effort, visit www.guardingagainstcancer.org.
Think About It is brought to you by Quick Trip.
As much as I would like to say, me, probably not. I don't think those courses are made for long, tall people. So I'd probably throw a Shoei on there or a Jordan Hill, one of those two, because they're nimble but athletic at the same time.
Me, by far.
No contest.
I'm just faster than everybody.
Me.
Any reasoning?
Just because I'm Native American, and those are the kind of things we did back in the day, so I feel like that kind of carried over.
Andy. Yep, definitely Andy. Super long, all those monkey bars, long reach. He'll be able to get the job done.
I would say Michael. You wouldn't expect it from him, but he's kind of like I would think he's good at it. Yeah.
I think Khalil, to be honest, just because he's strong, fast, but I wouldn't count myself out either. I like my odds in something like that.
To be honest, I'd probably say Khalil. That's the only thing he probably hasn't beat in these questions, but next.
Khalil, just because he's like the best athlete I've ever seen. He's very strong, he's quick, he's can jump really high, like 3 times as high as I can. So I'd have to give it to Khalil.
Khalil Iverson, hands down, freak athlete. Next question. Khalil.
Yeah. Definitely Khalil. Definitely, without a doubt.
I want to say Khalil. We went and played laser tag, and he was pretty crafty, so I want to say he would win.
Khalil. No question. Khalil, definitely. He's fast. He can jump high. So, if we're running up the warp wall, he could probably jump halfway up the warp wall and get there. So, I'd take him.
Me. Once again, not even close. I'd have to go with myself again. I'm doing everything. Swimming, rock climbing, climbing ropes. Things like that.
The 2016 Nissan Altima. An IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus. With forward emergency braking that could stop for you. Get to your local Nissan store today. Take on sudden stops. Get to Nissan, proud partner of the Wisconsin Badgers.
At Quick Trip, we're always thinking about what it means to be a neighborhood fresh market. That's why we've brought in even more new groceries to keep your day fresh. From premium meats to the kinds of veggies, sides, and fresh fruit your family wants, making it easier than ever to enjoy a home-cooked meal, all in one place.
Right now, Kitchen Cravings 5-ounce chuck tender beef steak for just $1.99 each. Premium meats at your neighborhood Quick Trip Fresh Market.
See you next time.
This is what collaboration looks like. This is what happens when a cardiologist in Appleton works step in step with specialists at UW Health in Madison. You see, when Terry's condition required a second opinion, his doctor turned to the cardiothoracic team at UW Health. Together, we made sure Terry got the care and the heart transplant he needed. Powerful minds, compassionate care, amazing results. UW Health, remarkable.
A lot of things can change in 3 years. But for Joe Krabbenhoft, who's returning to his alma mater after 3 years at South Dakota State, there's more the same than different about coming home to Wisconsin.
I wouldn't be here if things hadn't stayed the same. We're continuing along the same path of tradition and, values that were here when I played, and I'm very proud of that and honored to be a part of it. But I think Coach Gard has been able to add some of his own flavor to this, and I'm mind and ears wide open, like I said, with some of our players. I'm kind of in the same boat. Now I'm in the coach's seat where I can, add in some of the things I've learned over the years and talk to some of the guys having, been in their shoes, been on this floor, been in that locker room, going through the ups and downs of a season. I can share some of those feelings and thoughts with those guys, but it's just I'm so happy to be here and help this group have similar experience, if not better than what I had. That would be my goal, is to make sure these guys not only had the amount of fun and wins and great moments that I had as a team and as a person here at Wisconsin, but also see if we can top all those moments.
As a coach, Krabbenhoft has gained a reputation for his ability to mix it up with the scout team.
When you see a coach come in and try to play with the guys just like we are, man, going hard at the board just like everybody else, you know, it just brings a sense of, you know, it just brings more competition to the game, and it's a lot more fun.
One, it shows his dedication to the program. Also, it shows us that he was actually probably pretty good when he played here. You hate to go against him, and he's made that clear from the first time he started playing. He's been a better player for a scout team than some of the guys we've actually played against. So it just goes to show, you know, our coaching staff is very well-rounded, very capable, and they do a great job for us.
They know he was a former player here, and they know how he played and know how he competed. So it's always good to have him get out there and mix it up with the guys, and he plays hard, and he actually ended up getting stitches after a couple practices about a month ago maybe.
I don't really see any obstacles when I'm trying to get the ball. I just kind of run through arms and elbows and things like that. That's just kind of the way I was brought up and the way I play, but also now it just comes to a point where any little touch and I cut open and I bleed, and I've tricked them into thinking I'm pretty tough just by bleeding a little bit, but it's not going to slow me down, a little cut. That didn't when I was playing. I'm still only 29, so I got a few more cuts left in me, and then I think my wife's going to take away my basketball shoes and tell me just to be a coach and a dad.
A student athlete from 2005 to 2009, Krabbenhoft is able to relate to players closely because not too long ago, he was in their shoes.
He's been here, he's been on this path, he's been a student athlete, he's been on the Big Ten championship team, so he knows the ropes already, and it's so much easier just to listen and look up to a person like him when he's already, you know, gone down this path, and just to learn from him is so much easier.
Some of the rules and the philosophies and the values have stayed the same. We're, you know, Gard in similar ways, so I can tell him, hey, when he's teaching you this is what he means. This is how to get it done on the floor, and they can say, hey, you've done that. You've gone through, you've made some mistakes, and you learned how to do it the right way. And you know, I can kind of talk them through what it feels like to be out there and hearing those same, you know, coaching tips and things like that. So it's fun, and now I can be out here mixing up with the guys. I think that gives me an extra little element, you know, be in the mix a little bit and talk them through some of the things, you know, live while I'm actually out there. Can't keep up with them as fast, so I have to shout it from behind once in a while, but it's been a lot of fun.
For the Badger Sports Report, I'm Ashley Hearn.
This is Lexi Rush. She's 10, and she's amazing. You see, Lexi was born deaf and couldn't hear anything. That was until her doctor in Appleton referred her to the pediatric specialists at UW Health in Madison. Now, 2 operations later, Lexi can hear everything. Powerful minds, compassionate care, amazing results. UW Health. Remarkable.
At Quick Trip, we're always thinking about what it means to be a neighborhood fresh market. That's why we've brought in even more new groceries to keep your day fresh. From premium meats to the kinds of veggies, sides, and fresh fruit your family wants, making it easier than ever to enjoy a home-cooked meal, all in one place.
Right now, Kitchen Cravings 5-ounce chuck tender beef steak for just $1.99 each. Premium meats at your neighborhood Quick Trip Fresh Market.
See you next time.
The 2016 Nissan Altima. IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus. With forward emergency braking that could stop for you. Get to your local Nissan store today. Take on sudden stops. Get to Nissan, proud partner of the Wisconsin Badgers.
Go Badgers!
The Badger Sports Report is brought to you by the Dairy Farm Families of Wisconsin, the Wisconsin Milk Marketing Board. By UW Health, UW Health Sports Medicine, the healthcare team for the Badgers. Learn more at uwsportsmedicine.org.
Time for this week's Great Day and Great Question of the Week, and it comes from Jim in Blanchardville. Wants to know, Coach, do you have a pregame ritual that you're kind of a go-to? That's kind of a personal question. Yeah,
it is. If it's a ritual, it's a superstitious thing, I can't say it right. Well, Jim, thanks for your question.
There are a few things, obviously, I think more routine than superstitious. You know, the gum is always one thing. I got that from Coach Ryan. You got to have the piece of gum before the game, get rid of it before you go talk to the team, those type of things. I'll usually watch some film a little bit in between when the team's out on the floor if I haven't seen as much as I think I need to see. But for the most part, you know, maybe tie the shoes a little one more time, a little tighter, little sock pull up right before the tip, and then we're ready to go. So really, what I do, really it's more about the players. What I do really doesn't matter. So more focused in on trying to help our guys get ready.
Yeah, there you go. There's your answer, Jim. Thank you for your question. A great day with the location up in Wausau, as well as 4 in Madison, east side of town, downtown Fitchburg, as well as Hilldale. Badgers and the Boilermakers on Sunday afternoon, 3:30 tip Central Time from Matt the Arena. And back home Thursday night for the Badgers as they take on Ohio State. We'll talk to you next weekend. Thanks for watching.
A pulse, felt by one, sends a ripple, felt by some. A shiver, felt by many, until it amplifies, magnifies into a tremor that electrifies. Badgers everywhere, moving as one, tilting the world on its axis.
Hey, honey. You remember to lock the Buick, right?
Of course I do. I'd never forget that.
The My Buick app, now available in every Buick.
You closed all the apartment windows, too.
Come on. Really?
Celebrate the holidays with a new Buick. Get this low-mileage lease on this 2016 Encore for around $189 per month. Or get $5,000 purchase bonus cash on select 2016 models in stock.